Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. I'm super pumped for this one. Buckle up because I feel like I am back on my bullshit today with this episode. This is not going to be a super sexy episode. You're not going to really love me. Well, maybe you will because you're my person. So maybe you will actually love me after this episode. But sometimes I feel like when I'm throwing you some hard truths, like you might just hate me for a little while. But we're going to talk about the number one skill for getting into amazing shape. And it's probably not what you think it is. It's definitely not what everyone else is saying, especially in my industry, but it is the truth. And the truth is really, really hard to come by. So I really like recording episodes like this because honestly, when I can just get on here and talk to you, my person, like I would talk to one of my clients, like I would talk to my friend. If you were to ask me, what do I need to do, Christy? If you were to come to me and say, I'm doing all the right things. I am counting my macros. I'm doing your workout plan. I'm doing it perfectly. My form is great. I'm using these supplements. I'm using, high quality supplements, all the things, right? That's what it takes. And yes, some of that is what it takes. Definitely. You do need to count your macros. You do need to be eating the right amount of food for your body. You do need to be doing the correct workout plan. You do need to be doing that consistently. You do need to be taking some supplements, most likely. You do need to be working on your gut and your energy. And you do need to be probably taking a protein supplement because it's hard to hit your protein goals without one. You do need to be on the right plan. You do need to have some accountability. You do need to have someone like me in your life that's going to give it to you straight and hold you accountable. But if you are doing all those things and you're still just like, something is missing, this is what you need to master. This is the skill that it's going to take. You need to know how to keep going. You need to know how to not quit. It's that simple. Because the truth is, when you're counting your macros and you're doing your workouts and you're doing the workout plan and you're taking the supplements and you're executing perfect form, still somewhere in the back of your mind, you're saying, I'm not seeing results. I don't know if this is going to work for me. Probably going to have to quit this like every other workout plan that I've tried. This isn't for me. All the self-limiting beliefs come in. You're not sure, the self-doubt, all the things. And you really think about quitting. And you might even have started the program or the workouts or the macros, anything. You might have started it half-assed and you might have started it with a negative attitude anyway, like, oh, I'll just do this for 30 days or I'll just try this for 12 weeks, see what happens. And that, my friends, is the problem. You are focused on the wrong things. You need to focus first on not quitting. You have to realize that this is the long game. You have to be in this for the long game. Calorie counting perfectly for 30 days will lead to you quitting. Changing up your macros too often, these are both things that I hear quite a bit. Calorie counting is really hard. Tracking my macros is really hard. I can't do it perfectly. I'm trying to track every single thing I'm putting in my body and do it, to the T. And it's really hard, Christy, and I don't think I could do this forever. Okay, well, let's figure out a way that you can do this forever. Let's say you had to track your macros forever. How could you do that? The way that you do that is loosely. You're going to loosely do that forever. That's what I do. I've been doing it for like 13 freaking years and it's really helpful. So track the things that you can. And if you're eating something, I just told a client this morning, if you're eating chili and that's really hard to track and you don't want to create the recipe and put in, 1 can of kidney beans and 1 can of black beans and all the things, just type in chili in MyFitnessPal and track it. Wendy's, the corporation, makes a great chili. Use their recipe, put it in there, right? So figuring out how to make calorie counting, tracking your macros on MyFitnessPal, how to make it something that you can do forever without quitting. That's how that works. Changing up your macros too often because you're not being patience, that will lead you to quitting as well. And so having some patience, not changing things up every single time something doesn't work for you. If you have tracked your macros for 2 weeks or 6 weeks or sometimes 12 freaking weeks and you're staying consistent with everything and you're not gaining a shit ton of weight, honestly, that's a freaking win. Count the wins that come with that. You've tracked your macros. That's a win consistently. Hopefully you've gotten your workouts in as well. That's amazing. You're probably eating more than you did before you started tracking macros. That's amazing. You probably have more energy. Your hormones are happier. Your metabolism is running better. That's a lot of wins. So looking at that differently and realizing that, okay, this is a long game. I'm not quitting. So changing up your macros too often is something that a lot of people do, and your body won't trust you and you'll be stuck. Not missing a workout is another thing. I have clients all the time that go on vacation or they get sick and they struggle because they're going to miss a workout or 2 or 4 or 6, maybe, that whole week. Who cares? You are going to be doing this for the rest of your life. So 1 week being gone on vacation is not a huge deal. It's like no big deal at all, actually. It doesn't matter. When you look at the fact that this is the long game and you're going to be working out consistently forever, 1 week is not a big deal. It doesn't matter. You're not quitting just because you take a week off. You're just taking a week off to enjoy life. You can get back on your game when you get back, right? Even signing up for a workout plan with an end date instead of realizing that this is like a lifelong journey. If you're just like, oh, I'll just do this for 12 weeks and kind of see what happens. No, like this is the wrong mentality of going into it. You can't just count your calories, work out consistently, take the supplements, work on your water and your sleep and stuff for 12 weeks. You can't just do this for 12 weeks. What happens after that? So the number one skill is not quitting. Mind blowing. I know. Like I said, this is not sexy. This is not necessarily a tip. It's knowledge. It's mindset. It's a different way of looking at things. Because if you think about every other workout plan that you've done, you've quit. You've started it and you've quit. So maybe you have excelled at being a quitter in your health and fitness journey. And that's probably the problem in some cases, is that you start things that you don't think you can finish or you don't even plan on finishing. You start them with the intention of, I'll just give this a try. You don't really care. You don't have a plan for after. You actually literally start a 12-week program intending to quit it in 12 weeks. That's crazy. That's the problem. So many of you are focused on the wrong things. Your focus is, what is my form like? Am I counting my macros perfectly? Am I taking the best supplements out there? Am I not missing a workout? All those little things. And yes, those things have to be done in addition to your mentality being not quitting. I am not quitting on myself. I am not giving up. I will do whatever it takes. That was my mentality in the beginning when I finally was doing all these things, right? I did all of the Beachbody. I did all of the counting my macros perfectly. I did all of the eating out of containers. I did cutting the carbs, low fat, low calorie, all the cardio, everything that you've tried, I've freaking done. Whole30. I quit all of those things and realized this is something I'm going to have to do forever. I don't want to eat out of containers forever. I don't want to eat whole foods only forever. Quite frankly, I'm not interested in doing that at all. So I had to figure out, what can I do that I won't have to quit. And even macros, I do take a break from. I do not track my macros every single day, but I did every single day for probably 2 years. And even now I do on occasion to make sure that I'm still hitting that, because you can intuitively eat once you know what that looks like, but you will still have to go back and revisit that. And so that's me not quitting on myself even now. I'll look in the mirror a little bit, I will look in the mirror sometimes and see a little bit of difference on my body, whether that be I'm looking a little fluffier, or I'm just not gaining muscle as quickly, or I don't have as much energy for my workouts as I should. When you know your body well enough after doing this for so long, you will be able to notice those little things. And so I can notice that and think it's probably because I'm not eating enough. When I start tracking my macros again, I can make those adjustments. And so I know that macro counting, I'm saying that because I know that macro counting, you're like, I freaking don't want to count macros forever, Christy. Like, let's be real. But also, let's be real, we don't want to budget our money forever either, do we? But we're going to have to if we want to have any money. So sometimes this isn't about what you want to do. This is about if you have goals and if you want your body to look a certain way, if you want to feel a certain way, if you want to be healthy, if you want to age and not have terrible knees and terrible back pain and diseases that can be helped, and you want to have, right, your body, you want to get test results back from the doctor and have them look at you and say, God, you are a very healthy person. That's what this is about. You don't necessarily want to work out 4 times a week for the rest of your life. You don't necessarily want to count calories or pay attention to your food. You don't necessarily want to not be stressed, work on not being stressed and work on your anxiety and work on your mental health and eat enough food and go for walks and get enough sleep and brush your teeth. You might not necessarily want to get up in the morning and go to work and clean your house, but guess what? We got to do it. So let's just be real and understand that this isn't necessarily a game of what you want to do. If this is something that you want to do for yourself, if you are the kind of person like me that wants to be healthy for myself, for my family, I do want to look a certain way. I'll be honest, I know that health isn't all about looking a certain way, but at the end of the day, we do want to look a certain way. We do appreciate a good looking body, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So if this is part of your goal, you're going to have to realize that even that little thought of, I don't want to count calories for the rest of my life. I don't want to have to use MyFitnessPal for the rest of my life. Okay, you might not have to. But the truth of the matter is sometimes we're going to have to do shit that we don't want to do to get the body, to get the health, to get the life that you want to have. So not quitting can look different for everyone. And that's part of the point. Counting your calories, doing workouts, going for walks, riding your bike, getting on the treadmill, whatever exercise you want to do that works for you in your stage of life, that's what you need to do. Whatever kinds of foods, I have some people that will not eat any processed foods on the program that I give them. I have some people that just want to eat raw foods, they're vegan. So you don't have to eat the same way as other people. You don't have to work out the same way as other people. You don't have to live the same way as other people, but you do have to figure out what health looks like for you, what you want to feel like, what you want to look like, what you're willing to do consistently forever without quitting, not giving up. That's what you have to figure out. And once you figure that out, what that looks like for you, you are golden. Once I stopped comparing myself to people on the internet and, these 25-year-old women with hot bods and no kids and no husband and no house, quite frankly, like they literally have nothing to do except get on the internet and post their workouts that they probably don't even do for you to see and build their followers and put their butts in the camera. Like once I stopped being like, oh, that's my job, right? I'm a fitness influencer. I'm a personal trainer. That's what I'm supposed to be like. I'm supposed to be perfect and do this, X, Y, and Z. Or once I stopped comparing myself to literally basically anyone around me as far as health and fitness and realized that I had to figure out what works for me, I have to realize that I can only work out 3 to 4 times a week consistently, probably for the rest of my life, and that's okay. I do need to track my protein every single day. I do need to track my macros sometimes, like a few times a week. That works for me. I do have to do certain things in my life that I want to do for my body consistently. That doesn't mean that it works for you, but you do have to figure out what that is. And the point of that is so that you never have to quit. You will have to adjust your plan. You will have to refocus per last week's episode. You will have to pivot your plan in different stages of life, but you will never quit. Okay. So when you are thinking like, oh, I can't work out in the evenings anymore. This is not working for me. I don't know what to do. I can't get my workouts in. I can't eat correctly. I can't meal plan. I don't have time. My weekends are busier. Perfect, right? We all change. Like we all are busy. You have to pivot. You have to start planning. You might have to get up earlier. You might have to stay up later. You will have to grind. You will have to change your mindset. You will have to not complain. You will have to give yourself some positive self-talk. You will have to maybe get some accountability in your life, someone to give you some positive self-talk if you're not in the place to give it to yourself yet. You will have to loosen up your plan a little bit. You will have to modify, but you won't be able to quit. So the number one skill for getting in amazing shape, you guys, it's not quitting. Period. It's not quitting. As long as you don't quit, you are good. If you are doing these things consistently and you are feeling like I'm not seeing the results that I want to see, if you are actually doing the things that matter, if you're actually doing what I tell you, you are good to go. Give it some time. Just don't quit. Keep showing up. Trust the process. Get your body to trust you and you'll be fine. Literally, if you don't quit, you'll win. That's it. You will get what you want if you don't quit. So thank you for listening to me on my soapbox today. I love this episode. I really love talking to you like this. I really love just kind of giving you some hard facts. And this is me like talking to my clients. This is me talking to you as a friend. This is me talking to you as someone that I respect and I really want to succeed. If you were to come to me and say, I'm really struggling. I'm feeling like I'm going to quit. I feel like I'm going to give up. I feel like I'm not doing something right. This is what I would tell you. The number one thing you need to do is not quit. You need to do X, Y, and Z, which you're already doing, but you need to also not quit. Like get that out of your head. We're not quitting. So we just need to pivot and move on. So this is me honestly giving you some hard coaching, some tough love. And this is exactly what you need. Whether you appreciate it or not, this is exactly what you need sometimes is a little bit of tough love. And you don't always need more tangible tips and, do these 3 things to get in the best shape of your life. No, because that's not necessarily going to work and this will work. So I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. I would love to hear from you. I always love reading your reviews. I love reading the stories and the posts that you tag me in on social media. I love sharing them. I love connecting with you. If you ever have any questions, ideas for episodes, if you just want to chat about all things health and fitness, you know where to find me at Christy Castillo Fit on Instagram, or all of my links are in the show notes right underneath this episode. You can find me. I would love to hear from you, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review, and of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.